All right, everyone, thank you for coming to today's meeting. We begin our meetings with citizen requests for 15 minutes in advance of our formal meeting of the Phoenix City Council. I have two cards currently for citizen requests. The first one is from Leonard Clark. Mr. Clark, you have up to 3 minutes to provide testimony on any issue you would like. Good to see you.
Hi there, Mayor Stanton and Council. Thank you so much for letting me speak. As you said, my name is Leonard Clark, and I'm a native of Phoenix and love living in the sixth largest city in the United States of America, although we have many other beautiful cities. I just wanted to state that I still strongly support my council. I don't care if people on the left or the right say either you're buttering them up or you're tearing them down too much. Just because I disagree sometimes as a citizen doesn't mean I don't support you and the hard work that you're doing and our system of government. The fact that I'm here speaking right now as an ordinary citizen, not a lobbyist, says something about our system and the fact that, you know, you go along with that system. That being said, I heard, Mayor, you make some very constructive comments last week about seeing if we could find ways to help with the schools. Now, I know that you're not a deity. You folks are human beings. You represent us. But as you know, our schools are going through troubling times right now, our public schools. They're making it very hard, and by they I mean some folks up in the legislature, to pass bonds and overrides so that we can get more funding because they are cutting back the funds, so we're having to go knock on doors. I was hoping that you might check into, I was reading about a former bond issue with a Higley District Number 5, a public school, whereby they did not get bonds passed because you have to go to their citizens, but they had a not-for-profit organization that built some buildings on their campus with bonding, tax-free bonding, and then the school was able to rent the buildings from this not-for-profit. And I realize that this is like a shot out there in the dark, but we need to do something while other governments are falling apart and tearing each other apart, the people in those governments, especially in the legislature. I believe that we don't have to have the same inaction and friction going on here. So I'm asking that you would please check into seeing how some way the city of Phoenix and other cities could get together and figure out a way where maybe we could more utilize not-for-profit associations to get out those tax-free bonds. Because although we do disagree philosophically on some things, I've been up here personally, I've met all of you, and I still think that you're a great bunch of people, and whether we disagree or to agree, I think it's a great way and a great system that we have here that I can speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clark. Because of the legal requirements relative to citizen comments, I can't substantively make a response to your comments other than to say, stay tuned. Next will be Richard Zuckerman. Good to see you. Thanks for coming down.
Good morning, Mayor. I'm Richard Zuckerman. Now, I have a few issues I want to give quickly. I realize I don't have much time.
You have
the first
3
one
minutes.
is, yesterday morning, I went to this, it's called Alkaline 88, this water from Healthy Habit Health Foods, healthyhabithealthfoods.com, very healthy water. And the lady there in the office, I'm giving you the brochure with the phone number, her name's Sarah. She told me yesterday morning when I visited that about 6 months ago, an article came out in Forbes magazine stating to the effect that water is now the favorite beverage of young people. And when I went on the web later on yesterday, I did find one article dated in 2013, Water Becomes America's Favorite Drink Again. So now I've been receiving these studies critical of fluoridation. This one just came out in Newsweek, and it's new research shows a strong correlation between water fluoridation prevalence of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in the U.S. I'm giving it to you again. I mailed it to Thelda Williams. She took off. And Laura Pastor, when I was in her jurisdiction. We need to renew that argument.
Do you have copies for us? Mr. City Clerk, could please get the copies from
right here.
Mr. Zuckerman, please.
Israel has stopped fluoridating, public water fluoridation being challenged in Dallas. Another issue is organic agriculture. There are two articles here saying they're getting just as much yields as the GMOs and glyphosate, junk Roundup, and this stuff is poisoning us. These articles just came out the other day. The World Health Organization branch has classified glyphosate as a probable carcinogen. We need to cut down on glyphosate. An MIT professor, MIT research, it's in these articles, saying that glyphosate causes autism. And Congress submitted here's the congressional letter of a dozen congressmen saying we got to cut down on glyphosate to killing the monarch butterflies. Here, take this. Another one is New York City installs microphones on streets for gun crime to hear the source of gunshots. I was in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and I think consider doing it here. Consider these gunshot detectors here. This here too. Another one is I think marijuana should be legalized. A gold standard study. A poll said a large percentage of people support marijuana legalization. We can get some meaningful tax revenue for adults. I'm not talking about children. There's an endocannabinoid system. The human body makes cannabinoid-like products, but when you're young, you haven't developed a network for these endocannabinoids. So here's another. So I'm saying we should legalize it, and Nevada's probably got it on the ballot by getting it. Here's an article about the El Chapo's drug war, the CIA and the Sinaloa drug cartel. So the CIA's been making money on the narcotics, and they're just doing it for more wars. Let the state make money. Here's my con of corporate personhood. Why the corporate, there should not be corporate personhood.
Thank you, sir.
And finally, here's Hillary Clinton. Why Hillary Clinton should be prosecuted for federal records.
Thank you, Mr. Zuckerman. I appreciate it very much. Okay, that's all. Does anybody else here in the audience wish to speak on the citizen request portion of today's agenda? All right, then we're going to end that part of today's meeting. We'll begin at 3 o'clock, which is when the formal meeting has been publicly scheduled to begin. So we'll take a break until 3 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you.